yourself on the beat. Lord of mercy. Bam, bam, bam. Ha. Whoa, yo. Whoa, yo. Whoa, yo, yo, yo. Whoa, yo, yo, yo.
D12 on the beat.
The lamb up in there. The girl don't like my business. Oh, yeah. They like my business. Oh, yeah. The Jew don't like my business. They got a way I can suck it to them. Yeah. They got a way I can give it to them. Yeah. They got a way I can suck it to them. Come and Mr. Lover Boy. Come and Mr. Lover Boy. Come and Mr. Lover Boy. Mr. Lover. Yeah. They say I blame you, you wanna get them, yeah. Yeah. They say I blame you, you wanna jam with them, yeah. But the girl in my business, she ready to care for my business. She can die for my business. She can do anything for my business. Me, I can wait for the garden. I can wanna sing for the garden. Me, I can wait for the garden. I can wanna dance for the garden. I the chocolate for the girl and the sugar for the garden, yeah. I the chocolate for the girl and the sugar for the garden, yeah. And I have for trouble. And I have for sweating. And I have for noise, so. And I am for sweating. Call me Mr. Lover Boy. Mr. Lover. The lamb up in there. This girl don't like my business. Oh, yeah. They like my business. Oh, yeah. The Jew don't like my business. They got a way I can suck it to them. Yeah. Mr. Lover Boy. Yo. Oh, yo, yo, yo. Oh, yo, yo, yo.
D12 on the beat.
The lamb up in there. The girl don't like my business. Oh, yeah. They like my business.
Welcome to Lrtn Radio and Television Network. We're live in Philadelphia. Today is the 22nd of April, right? And we want to welcome our viewers around the world. We have Mr. P in studio. We're a little bit late because we got a couple of things we've been taking care of. I want to say thank you for coming on, everybody. So if you just come in and share the video, tell somebody who knows somebody. Yeah, Lrtn is live. We want to say welcome to our guests, Choppy Charlie in the house. And unfortunately, you can't see her kids, but they're in the studio and they're sitting right there. So just to let you know that we are back and we have so much going on. Yeah, those of you watching in Liberia, I want to say thank you. I'm going to have Mr. Pedro come here just. It's a little bit late to talk and tell us something a little bit. All right. Before we go forward, let me just say, Choppy, welcome to the studio, my man.
Yeah, great being here. And hi to everybody, radio land, television land.
Okay, Mr. P.
Mr. P is here. Mr. P is late. Good afternoon. We are very late today. This is Liberian Radio and Television Network, and usually our program is platform for education. Today we will just give you a brief little brief about healthcare delivery system that is supposed to be at JFK and the general procedure that we do for everyone, whether boy, girl, a child, or older person. So just a brief statement we will give you and then give you some description. Then later sometime today's Monday, Wednesday we'll be discussing sickle cell anemia. We will be discussing sickle cell anemia. That's the sickness that is more predominantly found in black people. So we'll be discussing that. But today we'll be discussing what we call the general procedure of health and how it's supposed to be delivered into our community in Liberia and its regional or rural area. And we know that Liberia is a low income country. We know Liberia is infertile as when we talk about healthcare delivery system. It is not conducive. It has not been made conducive by our government anyway. So we thought that those are all in the healthcare delivery system. We thought healthcare delivery system should be the pertinent important to everybody because if you are sick, it is not easy to even eat. If you are sick, it's not even, you can't move, you can't do anything. That means that dysfunction of your body or some part of your body. So it's pertinent and it's vital to life. You see, just as we have water is an essential commodity to human survival.
Okay. And it's cool. We got Choppy in here because Choppy been in the rural area. He been in Liberia for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing we invited Choppy to the studio. This is first time, but he's gonna be here most of the time. He's gonna be one of our analysts for the network. So if you're watching, I want you to share the video because it's gonna be hot. We got somebody who's Choppy is here and let's make sure we got enough volume.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have Choppy over here to tell us.
We dropping a question to him and other things like that. Being somebody who had traveled to the to Liberia and the rural area of Liberia and knowing that we had a lot of different diseases that can come off from outbreak. Outbreak, if you know the environment is not correct, they can have an outbreak or any kind of disease. We know that the prevalent disease in Liberia happen to be something like malaria, typhoid, gonorrhea, and we know that circulating, especially the sexually transmittable disease that sometimes we call it, we say that's the Christian name, we call it chlamydia, but the sinner name will say gonorrhea. So many people tend to carry chlamydia and don't know. You see, so that's some of the things we'll be talking about.
So civilized way of not saying the real thing.
Yeah, you can't say, because when you say chlamydia, many people are not educated to that name. That's the very intelligent name. So, oh, well, my man, you have a chlamydia infection. But when you tell man you got a gonorrhea infection, that becomes very
they get serious about it.
Everybody know what's up.
Everybody know what's up. So that's why those are something, and some people come from Monrovia, go in the rural area and carry it there.
Oh, of course.
You see, the rural people, they live the way they live. It is good. They are very submissive to each and other. They are very submissive to one another.
Okay, let me ask you something. What he said in that statement, right now in Liberia, you been in Liberia submissive to each other.
In the rural area.
Yeah, in the rural area. Do you notice? Can you give a little?
Yeah. Let me just start off with this caveat so that people appreciate the conversation we're going to be having here.
Yeah.
I'm not a medical expert.
Okay.
I'm not a medical person, so I'm just a social actor, and he's a medical person here.
Okay.
But so most of my views is most going to be like what you call a pedestrian view.
Okay.
From observation. I think there is still a high level of what you call, what we say submissive, but as a cultural approach to social behavior in Liberia, where in rural Liberia particularly, there is this what we call in sociology called stratification, where there is kind of order of how things should be done. Okay. So that kind of order allow for people to behave in a certain way which you would call submissive. That is, if the chief of the elder in the community says, everybody got to do this, everybody has to do that. So that's the way it's still at this level in Liberia, in rural Liberia.
Oh,
You
yeah?
still have that level of appreciation for cultural behavior, and that's the way people function. Because in most places in Liberia, especially rural Liberia, you don't have police, you don't have immigration, you don't have a court system. So the people rely mostly on the traditional culture approach to the way they govern themselves, and that has to do with submission to elders, chiefs, whichever, yeah, that form of.
All right, but we
government.
know we see the one thing is that we know when we are talking about some measure in regard to the healthcare delivery system,
Yeah.
how people transmit one disease from one person to another. Like you see, when we talk about gonorrhea or chlamydia, gonorrhea in a woman, the woman will transmit gonorrhea easily, but the man cannot transmit it because when you transmit when the man got it, one day that man will start leaking, he will pee with a whole lot of pain. The next minute he will find himself in the hospital. But the woman can take that for 2 months, 3 months until it penetrate and it get into the uterus. That's the time she start having pain. So she will be there to carry. She become a carrier. So when we're talking about the submissive of the people in the rural area, we say, you see the man, he married to this woman. They get up to go on the farm. All right? Both of them go on the farm. They will be on their farm to do their work and come back. They come back, both of them go back to bed. You see, that woman had not left to go to anybody else. That man had not left to go to any man. But look at the young boy who come from the village, come to Monrovia. He stay in Monrovia 2 days. He a young boy now. Now he feel that he a young boy, he good guy. Now he travel around all the other girls around town. And you know the young girls around town, the 15, 16 years old girls around town, these are the people who are their breadwinner for their parents. They go around the dignitary, they go around the government official, and then spread these things to them and get it from them, and they come back. When the young boy come from the rural area now, he go and sleep with the young boy, boom. That young boy take it and carry it right back into the village. Now when he carry back to the village, he carrying it straight to the other young girls in the village, except that any woman who will be older than this boy will want to, take a risk to go with this boy. But other than that, to be submissive, the men and the women are always together to go on the farm, to work and come back. They only do things to one another. They are the submissive people. Even though the town chief, we know that in our constitution, the town chief is elected. But you see that one thing I too much disagree with. How then can the president appoint the superintendent? Superintendent is going to fire a man who is elected as a town chief. How can an appointed person dismiss an elected town chief? Let me understand that.
I think that's a different question, and that's a different question that could be answered, so that we can veer off.
Yeah, but
the
that one thing I
healthcare-
wanted to, so
the
those
healthcare
are the
question.
things. But as it comes to
But-
submissiveness,
but
we
that's an
just talking
interesting
about
question.
we just talking about being submissive. The women are always submissive to their husband, just like the husband submissive to the wives. You see, that's why it happened in Liberia.
Yeah, but again, I want to go back on the cultural behavior aspect
Okay.
that allow these kind of relationships to exist, kind of different from what you find in urban setting in Liberia, particularly. But even at that, in terms of the communicable disease
Yeah.
that's being spread around, I would think nowadays, giving the level of I don't know, I wouldn't say social exposure, but like you said, maybe interaction, mobility, social mobility, where people are moving back to urban setting, Monrovia or whatever, in a county, Bone County, maybe coming to Banga, going back. That social interaction is at a higher peak nowadays. So it's easy for this disease to spread because of that kind of social and most importantly, you struck an important point when you talk about the young people in the country, particularly female, where they because they are very active sexually, and so what you find, that's a very disturbing thing in Liberia. It's very, very disturbing, and it's not just in Monrovia, it's across the country right now.
Okay.
If you go across Liberia, it's very disturbing that you find particularly very young people, female, for lack of a better way, I would say selling themselves.
Ah, okay.
You know, and these things would not have would not be so pronounced in the past. But now it's very, very, very pronounced. I mean, you can go any part of Liberia, any part of Liberia right now, in any district across the country, you'll find some little spot, where it's a Kinju bar, whatever, and you're gonna see when evening time comes, you're gonna find some level of sale, sexual sale on display from young people, and that's a spirit of disease. So it's not just restricted to Monrovia. I think what happened that as a result, I don't want to go as far back as the war, but what has happened is that the country, kind of people move around, people got exposed, and then the level of poverty. One of the problems that's happening like Liberia, I remember some time ago under the former regime, this question came about prostitution. It's high demand, and the former president, who's happened to be a female, said that prostitution was not a crime.
Wow.
She said prostitution was not a crime.
Prostitution was not a crime?
Yeah,
That's what she said?
That was what she said.
Okay.
Obviously, you can research that and you'll see that she made a statement. She said prostitution was not a crime. And that was a very shocking statement to most of us.
Yeah.
And I think those kind of statements coming from
A female president.
Or motivated and encourage a lot of the young folks to get involved in this kind of business. And there has not been a kind of public response in terms of, government response to this kind of question. So what we're going to see, like you said, there's a high level of promiscuity across the country. People want to survive, they gotta live, and and sometimes people just having fun. But it's a serious problem. It is a serious problem where disease are being spread around, and the response is not there. The healthcare delivery system in Liberia is below the poverty level. A very poor healthcare delivery system.
Wow.
I remember I was in the southeast region of River G County. It's a place called Webble. I don't know if you're familiar with Webble. It's about more than 2 hours drive from Fish. Not 2 hours, but more than 3 hours drive from Fishtown because of the road condition.
Yeah.
Normally that place was a good road. You take 15 minutes to drive, but it's about 2 hours drive plus 2 hours drive. Now, we had a situation where a guy got sick in Webble district, right? They had to call for an ambulance in Fishtown over 2 hours in the night, like 12 o'clock midnight.
Wow.
The ambulance at the hospital cannot go. First, you gotta go look for the driver for the ambulance. The driver home somewhere, you gotta find this driver. Find this driver. The driver said, "Look, I don't have fuel to move the vehicle to go to where you want me to go." So then you have to find fuel. You have to go and find somebody at night who's selling gasoline in the area of fuel. Find that gentleman, get fuel for him, put in that vehicle and drive. Meanwhile, the person sick, lying down somewhere over 2 hours distant. Then at that place, they have a local clinic. If you take that person to the local clinic, the nurses are not even on duty. Nobody's available. You gotta go find these nurses. Some of them have gone somewhere 1 hour away, 2 hours away. So you have a very crippled, dangerous healthcare system that is not able to respond to these problems, especially on time. And so it leaves a lot of people dead. By the time you can think, and this situation I'm talking about, this guy didn't survive. He did not survive because at the time for the ambulance, the ambulance finally went up, collected this guy, brought this guy back to Fishtown. The doctors at the hospital in Fishtown said they couldn't handle the German situation. Then you have to make new arrangements for another vehicle to transport into Monrovia.
Wow.
To go to Monrovia, it was a problem because they wanted to take him. In fact, they said, okay, let's take this guy to Nima County, to Jacksonville Hospital. But then the road messed up. You can't penetrate to get to Nima. Between Brown G there and Nima County, the road is terrible. It will take you days. Truck hitch on the road, people block.
Yeah.
So they said, okay, but they left pass to Sano County. Take a sugar to go to Monrovia. While driving, the guy that stopped in Sano County, the man was on critical condition. He stopped at near hospital where they got a problem. The man was on painkillers.
Wow.
And think before they could reach to Riverside, they were over, man.
Yeah, that man could have developed something like appendicitis, renal stone, Maybe he may have developed something like gallstone cholecystitis. If he developed any of those things, he's going to go down in less than 30 minutes. He's going to go down less than 30 minutes. That's what we're talking about. People who are in leadership, first thing you got to know, if you are in leadership, think about the health. Look at right now in America, we got a lot of Liberians here who are retired but want to go back home, and many of them. And let me tell you, once you hit the age of 40, 50, you start thinking, start counting your own that coming. You know, right now, the 40, the 50 boy, girls right now, women, one they are in their 50, coming up now, they all have developed what we call atherosclerosis. Many of all of us in that, especially Liberian men, do not like to take what we call supplement. Supplement is intended just like you got a car. You have to always have spare tire for your car. You have to put a good. You go and change your car oil and put a new filter. Those are something to maintain your car. The same way you have to maintain your own body with supplement. Collect you know that your liver develop your liver secrete bile, and bile need to be used by cholesterol. It doesn't mean that cholesterol is bad, but if you have cholesterol more, then your triglyceride go down, then you start developing heart problem. But when you hit 50, that's all you should know. Now that when you hit 50, you start changing the food you eat, the kind of food you eat. You start eating complete balanced diet. Now you have your protein, you have your carbohydrate, you have your vitamin, and you have your citrate, you have your fibers. If you don't have those things when you hit 50, you should be thinking that sooner or later you'll be somewhere down there. So when somebody has stroke, he had a mild stroke and he developing cerebral hematoma. He bleeding on the brain.
Yeah.
So when he bleeding on the brain and you got somebody in river G bleeding on the brain slowly, by the time you drive, you come in the middle to come to Nimba County, that whole brain is, he had developed complete hematoma, and then it press against the brain, it flashing out 1 minute.
But and you raising some very important points that is giving me a flashback about some of the situation going on in Liberia. And these things, like you explain about the vehicle, the maintenance of the vehicle, the body needs such maintenance. The mindset is that if you come across these kind of how you explain these things, the people don't understand it. For most of us who are lay men don't understand these things. The first thing we're going to say that they men were witch.
Yeah.
That's the kind of cultural approach to understanding what went wrong with this person. This person, somebody just wish they met him, they were walking around, he was looking so good. How can he just drop off? And it probably somebody wishing. And it just happened to one of my friends, right, who just came. Luckily, the guy lives here. He's former U.S. military officer who went back Liberia. He's been there for a while. This guy got a disease. If I show you the guy picture right now, he got a disease in Liberia quite recently.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that saved this man because he could buy the ticket, he could get on the plane and come back to the States.
Yes.
The guy got sick, and the first thing family and friends told him was somebody wish him because he came from America, he had built a house, he was moving along. So they took this guy to a hospital, a nearby hospital, on the highway, Ralphie Highway. The man was taking treatment. In fact, one of the biggest treatment in Liberia when you get sick, the first thing they give you is
Drip.
They put drip on the man, start dripping the man up and giving the man injections so the man got high fever, all that thing. All the things are doing was escalating the man problem. So fortunately, and so all the reasonable people who should know better came to the man, said, my man, there's an old lady in my Gibby, can take you down there, they can treat you or whatever. So the guy sat for a while, the guy said, but I'm an educated man, and I understand these things, I have access to go abroad and get treatment. You know why? The man decided to call his bank and make an arrangement to buy a ticket, call an airline and make an arrangement to buy a ticket. The next they heard the man talking about buying a ticket, they went to call it doctor, they said, the man won't leave in the hospital. Was it make it leave out there, make it take other injection? The man said, look, the man scheduled a flight. The man said, my flight is scheduled for next Tuesday. I don't care what kind of treatment you guys giving me.
You gotta hold on to it.
But when Tuesday reaches, I'm out of here. They took the man, they carried the man, so the man's sister and other relatives came over, right? They took the man to this prison in Magibi. They brought some water, put in the man dirty water, the man drink all kinds of stuff. The prayer woman who said she had vision, they were running
Yeah.
behind shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is that, back to your point, is that there's a lack of understanding,
Yeah.
and secondly, there's a poverty question. And I think one of the reasons why people try to find easy answers to these questions is because of the lack of the means for treatment. So if I'm living somewhere and I don't have the means and I get sick, you know, and you're talking about eating good food, I don't even have the means to eat the kind of food you're talking about, eating balanced diet. In the morning when I wake up, the first thing I'm going to eat is some big kobo.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because that's what I can afford.
Okay.
So and that's why the lifespan in Africa, particularly places like Liberia, lifespan is very short.
Yeah, sure.
Because so you have a poverty question that allow people to reframe the mindset that the disease that's happening to all, you know, we're not even interested in all of the dynamics about what makes us sick. Either we're gonna put a blame on old lady who got dragon.
Yeah.
You know, she make a dragon
Never
to come.
see the dragon.
You never see that dragon.
And
They
you
collect on
see-
old lady and beat her for nothing, you know,
Yeah.
and lie on the old lady name and say the old lady, yeah. And you know, and the old lady already poor, she hungry.
Yeah.
And normally when you poor, you suffering, you hungry, your physical, what they put in like they call it morphology.
Yeah.
And morphology is not looking, it's looking depressed. So then you're looking that way now, you're looking depressed, they look at you, say the old lady, yeah, she really got weak. Look how she looking sad. She didn't want to say that dragon.
Maybe she malnourished.
Yeah, she malnourished,
and
yeah.
then she are not eating.
She
but
not
the thing is, what you do over there, by the time somebody say they're giving you fluid, we only give fluid in the hospital to somebody. If the person had high fever, we give you fluid to bring down the fever. But after that, before we give you fluid, we got to make sure whether or not you develop hematoma. We give you fluid. When we give you that fluid, is we call that one KVO, keep the vein open. That means we give you medication to drain the swelling around your brain. That means when we reduce that swelling around your brain, you will live. But when you have swelling of water, when you have water around your brain, in the
fluid.
memory, it press against the brain, you will go down 1 minute.
Then they can't give you,
You see?
drip.
Then if they give you drip, if we give you drip, we can't get you drip when you have hematoma. We can't get you drip when somebody is in acidosis, keto acidosis. Somebody got that kind of thing. The sugar is high. When your sugar is high, you have more blood volume. The blood added with more water from the sugar, it increase the volume. And inside the artery, there's a small space. When the heart pump that, look at 2 cups, you put it into a little pipe, it will burst. So that kind of person, why are you giving them fluid again? You will cause them to die.
Yeah.
So before you give somebody fluid, you have to make sure that you let do some little laboratory quick test that we do here. You see, this is what we will carry to Liberia, but none of us none of us able to go to Liberia and work.
But let
We
me
can't
ask you,
work.
Choppy, is the government, from your own observation, you've been in Liberia for a little bit, are they open to recommendation and you know, like, are they open to Liberians outside where people want to come and do things?
Well, I think it's a very complicated question.
Uh-huh.
And I say complicated because of the history of the political issue. You know, in Liberia, the politics has really destroyed the way people socialize, interact, and think.
Okay.
But I think there's a willingness. I've seen people that especially I've seen this group as a Madingo group. A couple of nurses, a doctor from some Madingo group. I've seen them going to Liberia a
Yeah.
couple of times and carry medication trucks to do. One or two other people have gone there. Currently, I don't know at what level the current Ministry of Health is operational, but you know, the problem we're having in the country is as old as the country is itself, and it's serious in a way that even if your own you kept go there with your own little contribution to do some work, like some other people have done, like you know, you go there, you say, oh, let me go in some community and go and help. You know, you set up some little clinic down there, 1 or 2 days, tell people to come. You might not even have people coming on board because look, imagine if the guys wake up in the morning in the community, the man has to eat some food. You got one big poster up telling people, encouraging them to come to the community to come for tests and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The first the man we got the money, the man think how you gonna find some food to eat. And you tell him, well, can't whether the clinic can't be safe and to be taking tests and all that kind of stuff. So you
No
know,
interest.
it's not that he don't have interest. He's thinking about himself. He has interest, but his interest is a survivor. What we have in the country is a survivor. The man wants to survive. The man has to eat now.
Yeah.
He has to drink now. He doesn't have the time to go and sit down somewhere for testing, all that kind of stuff. So there are fundamental problems in the country that has to be addressed. And those fundamental problems are only answered in a broad national agenda. You know, those fundamental questions are answered in a broad national agenda. But the broad national agenda cannot respond to those small. I mean, they're not small. They are serious questions, serious issues. But the broad national agenda cannot answer those issues now because of the way that the framework of the country has been structured, the way it has been set up, the way it has been structured. It makes it difficult for those. It may look small, but very critical. So that's why you see people. Look, let me tell you something. People have malaria. One of the reasons why malaria is what be the phone cure for malaria like 1960s or whatever. Most countries around the world now people can't die from malaria. You know, but people are still dying from malaria repeatedly in Liberia. Why is it that people die from malaria in Liberia? Now, if you look at the social behavior in Liberia, again, it comes back to the poverty question. If I got malaria right now, and every day I can even get 200 Liberty.
Yeah.
If I get my 200 Liberty right now, in the morning, you know, sometime in the morning, they will say, oh, in the morning you're feeling, maybe you go to walk in the evening time, the sun, you're playing the sun may be weak, you go lay down. They say, maybe when the sun go down, I will come out of myself, you know, and I'll move around. So the man has 200 Liberty that he's struggling with every day. He's not going to use that 200 Liberty to go and buy malaria medicine when he starts feeling the sickness on him immediately because it's not serious yet.
Yeah.
So he will find out $200 Liberty, he go find food to eat, and say, let me go spin around and hustle. So he'll be spinning, he'll be saying, he'll be feeling it, he'll be telling, oh my man, I'm not feeling too well, man. Yeah, he's spinning. I'm not feeling too well, he's spinning. Until that signal reaches to the maximum point where you're knocking down, bam. Now when the signal knocks the person down, at that moment it becomes critical. Now at that point, you need a whole lot of money for treatment. And if that person don't have that whole lot of money to get that treatment immediately, that person either stay down, or if they have to rush them to the hospital, most often they don't have the money to pay for the registration fees or pay for the treatment fee, they will be left lying down in the hospital ground. And before you make up your mind, that person will end up dying from common malaria. And then they don't want to go through the autopsy or whatever. They'll say, oh, the man had fever, he had malaria, the man died. So what common thing like malaria killed this man? You know, so again, it comes back to the fundamental question of these behavior that people are exhibiting is not so much because of the medical question, but because of the economic problem, the economic challenge that people faces. They have to choose between, and that's why in America you have healthcare system, you have Medicaid to support poor people and other people, you know, because people have to make a choice. Do I feed myself today, or do I take that money to buy malaria medicine? Malaria medicine costs $5. They have the malaria medicine tablet you can take, I think, for 3, 4, 5 days, $5 US dollar in the store to buy the medicine, right? Now, $5 US, come on, ordinary man don't have $5 US to buy that medicine. He's going to find something to take. Maybe he's going to find some or Ghana to drink it, or some kinju, or something kind of thing to drink, but he's going to be activating the problem instead of curing the problem. So these are the kind of social, behavioral questions that are challenging people, that they're not getting treatment, and people are dying from these common diseases that people have cure for, like 1960s, 1940s. These diseases are curable, but people still die for them in Liberia.
Okay, let me just update the audience. I hear some people say they're not getting signs, so they're not hearing us too clear. But if you're hearing us, can you please give me a thumbs up or say something on the comments so we can know if you're hearing? Okay, I want to say welcome to Emmanuel, Nancy, Sam, Kweku, Augustine Kweku, Elizabeth, and I see more people still coming on. So thank you. We got a guest in the studio, and his name is Mr. Call your name.
Uh,
I know him to be Choppy Charlie.
yeah, Choppy is just a
Choppy Charlie.
nickname.
Well, I nickname I know, so
Yeah, yeah.
we call him Choppy Nation.
No J.
Okay.
So,
We got a guest who are in Liberia, live in Liberia for a long time. He got a very good
Yeah.
insight on happiness in the country. We got Mr. Page in studio as usual.
When you're discussing this preliminary questions about health in Liberia, but like I told you guys, Wednesday we'll be discussing sickle cell anemia in depth.
Okay.
So I just brought this up so that we can, because he from Liberia, he has real activity, a real thing that he see happening there as it relate to healthcare delivery system, as it relate to education and all that kind of thing. So we will call this right now. Thank you for listening, and he will be here to answer some political questions.
We're gonna ask some political questions.
he
So
will
Mr.
be
Page
here
got to
to-
run.
Yeah.
So we'll have Mr. Page in here.
Tomorrow on Wednesday.
Yeah.
On Wednesday we will be here to discuss sickle cell anemia in depth. That's the more predominant sickness in black people. So
Okay.
we'll be discussing that, and we want you to stay put for the political arena.
Yeah.
And you are going to be listening to some question that you are here already in depth about. So he will be answering that question today as it relates to our present government
Yeah.
and their activity administration.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Okay. So just
Thank you there, Mr. Page.
stay tuned, and
Yeah, we'll take a break and come right back.
I will be right back. Hold on 1 second. We'll be right back, and we'll continue with Choppy in the studio. So stay tuned and share the video.
Hey, it drove on the beat. Lord of mercy. Bam, bam, bam. Ha. Whoa, yo. Whoa, yo. Whoa, yo, yo, yo. Whoa, yo, yo, yo.
D12 on the beat.
The lamb up in there. This girl don't like my business. Oh, yeah. They like my business. Oh, yeah. This Jew don't like my business. Is that the way I can suck it to them? Yeah. Is that the way I can give it to them? Yeah. Is that the way I can suck it to them? Is that the way I can give it to them? They like it, oh. Call me Mr. Lover Boy. Call me Mr. Lover Boy. Call me Mr. Lover Boy. Mr. Lover, lover. Yeah. They say I blame you, you wanna get them, yeah. Yeah. They say I blame you, you wanna jam with them, yeah. But the girl in my business, she really care for my business. She can die for my business. She can do anything for my business. Me, I can wait for the garden. I can wanna sing for the garden. Me, I can wait for the garden. I can wanna dance for the garden. I the chocolate for the girl and the sugar for the garden, yeah. I the chocolate for the girl and the sugar for the garden, yeah. And I have for trouble. And I have for sweating. And I have for noise, and I have for sweating. Call me Mr. Lover Boy, Mr. Lover, lover. The lamb up in there. This girl don't like my business. Oh, yeah. They like my business. Oh, yeah. This Jew don't like my business. Is that the way I can suck it to them? Is that the way I can give it to them? Is that the boy. Call me Mr. Lover boy. Call me Mr. Lover boy. Mr. Lover. I'm a number 9 player, I'm a defender. I'm a big player, I'm a dog killer. I kill a goat, then I eat it here. When they find love, then I run away. Me, I can wait for the get him. I can only sing for the get him. Me, I can wait for the get him. I can only dance for the get him. I mean the chocolate for the guy and the sugar for the get him. I mean the chocolate for the guy and the sugar for the get him. Oh yo. Oh yo. Oh yo. They like my Bentley. The girl don't like my Bentley. Oh yeah. They like my Bentley. Oh yeah. The Jew don't like my Bentley. They like the way I can suck it to them. Yeah. They like the way I can give it to them. Yeah. They like the way I can suck it to them. They like the way I can give it to them. Hey, it drive on the beat. Lord of mercy. Bam, bam, bam. Ha. Whoa, yo. Whoa, yo. Whoa, yo, yo. Whoa, yo, yo.
D12 on the beat.
The like my Bentley. The girl don't like my Bentley. Oh yeah. They like my Bentley. Oh yeah. The Jew don't like my Bentley. They like the way I can suck it to them. Yeah. They like the way I can give it to them. Yeah. They like the way I can suck it to them. They like the way I can give it to them. They like it, oh. Call me Mr. Lover boy. Call me Mr. Lover boy. Call me Mr. Lover boy. Mr. Lover. Yeah. They say I blame you wanna get them, yeah. Yeah. They say I blame you wanna jam with them, yeah. But the girl on my business, she ready to care for my business. She can die for my business. She can do anything for my business. Me, I can wait for the get him. I can wanna sing for the get him. Me, I can wait for the get him. I can wanna dance for the get him. I the chocolate for the girl and the sugar for the get him, yeah. I the chocolate for the girl and the sugar for the get him, yeah. And I have for trouble. And I have for sweating. And I have for noise, and I have for sweating. Call me Mr. Lover boy. Mr. Lover. They like my Bentley. The girl don't like my Bentley. Oh yeah. They like my Bentley. Oh yeah. The Jew don't like my Bentley. They like the way I can suck it to them. Yeah. They like the way I can give it to them. Yeah. They like the way I can suck it to them. They like the way I can give it to them. They like it, oh. Call me Mr. Lover boy. Call me Mr. Lover boy. me Mr. Lover Boy, Mr. Lover. Till I get old. I'm a number 9 player, I'm a defender. I'm a big player, I'm a dog killer. I kill a goat, then I eat it here. When they find love, then I run away. Me, I can wait for they get him. I can only sing for they get him. Me, I can wait for they get him. I can only dance for they get him. I mean the chocolate for they get and the sugar for they get him. Yeah. I mean the chocolate for they get and the sugar for they get him. Yeah. Oh, yo. Oh, yo. Oh, yo, oh, yo, yo. They like my business. This girl don't like my business. Oh, yeah. They like my business. Oh, yeah. This you don't like my business. They love the way I can suck it to them. Yeah. They love the way I can give it to them. Yeah. They love the way I can suck it to them. They love the way I can give it to them. Hey, it was on the beat. Lord of mercy. Bam, bam, bam. Ha. Whoa, yo. Whoa, yo. Whoa, yo, go, yo, yo. Whoa, yo, go, yo, yo.
D12 on the beat.
They like my business. This girl don't like my business. Oh, yeah. They like my business. Oh, yeah. This you don't like my business. They love the way I can suck it to them. Yeah. They love the way I can give it to them. Yeah. They love the way I can suck it to them. They love the way I can give it to them. They like it, oh. Call me Mr. Lover Boy. Call me Mr. Lover Boy. For my business, she can die for my business. She can do anything for my business. Me, I can wear what I got him. I can wanna sing what I got him. Me, I can wear what I got him. I can wanna dance what I got him. I the chocolate for the girl and the sugar for the girl, them, yeah. I the chocolate for the girl and the sugar for the girl, them, yeah. And I have for trouble.
Okay, welcome back to the next segment of the Lrtn Radio and Television Network. We have Mr. P who just left. So I have Choppy. I think you can actually see Choppy. You can really see Choppy sitting in the chair. Alright, you see Choppy sitting here, and we just want to talk a little bit about national issues in the Republic of Liberia. So if you just tune in, please share the video, call somebody who knows somebody, tell them we're live as usual. We're live as usual. So we just want to say thank you for watching, and we're here we're coming to you directly from Philadelphia, and we want to say welcome. We have Choppy in studio, and we're going to discuss things unfolding in Liberia. So Choppy, welcome again.
Pleasure always to be here.
Okay.
And pounce on these national questions.
Okay, at least you saw Mr. P. That was our the health guy. He was responsible for our health segment on the show. So let's go to Liberia.
Exactly.
What's up with Liberia?
That's
Tell me.
a serious question.
Okay.
When we ask what up, I think what up is we have a historical problem.
Yeah.
I would say
Yeah.
what's up is a historical problem.
Okay.
Or that problem is weighing down heavily on the country right now.
Okay.
That to move forward is kind of difficult
Difficult.
because the players are interacting
Okay.
to answer the tough questions. Have a lot of I don't know how to call it, baggages and a lot of issues and a lot of overloads
Okay.
that's weighing down heavily on the question. So
Okay.
yes, the country is suffering.
It's something, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. The present administration we have, from your perspective, and just I know you're an objective guy. Do you think this is the Messiah? This is the leadership that is going to lead us in the right path?
I don't think there is a Messiah issue in Liberia.
Okay.
We don't need a Messiah.
Okay.
I think what we find ourselves in is the work now that this government has to do. The work this government has to do is the work that the previous government should have done.
Okay.
You know, we came from war, and the government had just ended over the last 12 years, had an opportunity to transition the country, to set a platform,
Okay.
to put the country on a stage that are going to make it easy for succeeding government to come and just take off from that point and fly moving.
Okay.
But that government failed. Fundamentally, it failed completely to set that stage.
What do you mean fail? Because you're saying fail, right?
Now,
Because I know that you know where Ellen came from, where Liberia was when Charles stayed alive.
of course,
Now looking at all the challenges and all the difficulties they have, and for the past 12 years, there was a lot of great improvement. If you compare to where the country was and where she left it, there was a lot of great improvement. So if you're saying fail,
yeah,
with all the different structure, in terms of structure and all the different things they put together, the debt waiver and all of that. So when you say fail with this administration, what are you trying to say? You know?
now when we're talking about failure of the past government,
Okay.
or we're talking about laying a framework that a country will that will transition the procedure of government, the operation of government, the administration of government. These are the kind of structure that was in place that will keep the government moving. It's not so much like, maybe, we see Ellen Johnson Charlie build a hospital in Tapitan.
Okay.
Building a hospital in Tapitan and not having the appropriate mechanism
Okay.
in place that will keep the
Professionals.
hospital operational, keep it functional.
Yeah.
It's a failure because you just put that structure down and that's the end of the story.
Yeah.
And that's so what we see, there's a lack of governance,
Okay.
good governance, particularly that did not happen. So the country now was left at the original place that former president met the country. She left the country to that same point. That is, she left and with all a good governance in place.
Okay.
You left a bad governing structure in place. So this government now came to power with that kind of structure available.
Okay.
Now this government now has its own opportunity before it, like the previous government,
Yeah.
to either fix that problem and set the stage up for the next government, or leave it just how the former government left it.
And from your own observation, is it? Do you see the? Are they on the right tone? Are they setting the tone? Are they making progress? You believe that they're on the right path?
Well, I don't want to say on the right path, because for me, based on my own reading of what I would expect to happen in Liberia, I would say that any government that will have come in play, I wouldn't expect them to really begin to move about in the way they have to move about. Maybe you say 2 to 3 years.
2 years, yeah.
But what I expected this government to have done in coming to play was to first set a tone That tune was to be able to give a realistic picture of what the country was, where, coming to play. The president tried to do it in his first speech to the nation when he talked about he made the country broke. But he did not really provide a clearer understanding about what he meant, that he met the government in bad shape. So there's a lack of appreciation of where he met the country. And that lack of appreciation comes about from the criticism that is a public criticism of the government, that people are criticizing the president, or that he's building personal wealth, and so that kind of criticism has clouded the whole or message that was being articulated like Grandpa to say, look, I came to power, I met this country in a bad shape. Nothing was really happening. Take for example, the previous government, from most of the back and forth query, we can safely say that the previous government left at least $150 million as a reserve or money in the bank or whatever. That means the country was broke. The country had no money. Because if the current government came to power and you have $150 million sitting down,
Reserve.
that's no money, because the government needed $500 million to function. I mean, from a budget perspective.
But looking at the 150 million, we have the Ellen Johnson government have challenges. The Ebola hit them.
But that's what I'm saying. So there's a problem with that. That's what I'm saying. If the country was functioning on a correct path,
it would be more.
Even with the Ebola, because what happened? Even the Ebola, more money came to the country. Most of the money the government spent in Ebola was not Liberian money, it was international funding. So the government cannot really argue. That government cannot argue that we are suffering because if you are not using your money, what happened to your money? Because if the country was on the right path, even the Ebola king, with the kind of assistance we have from outside, it would have boosted the economy further, would have boosted the country further, and after the Ebola problem was resolved, the country will not immediately go into economic depression. But because we had what the Wall Street people will call a bloated economy, it was not a real economy. It was just a big inflation, because you had about UNMIL spending over $500 million in Liberia during the Ellen Johnson regime. That $500 million is absent right now from Liberia. It's not
NGOs.
there. NGO, all these money are not there. So this government now is almost like operating on a deficit. So this government is doing what we call real banana hustle right now. What they gotta be going now to be collecting taxes from all kinds of corners, almost like scraping the pot.
But
money
let
to
me ask you, do you from your perspective, do you think that the ready selling the message, are they disseminating information to let people know exactly where they are, where they left, and the challenges? Because most people, what I'm hearing from a lot of people is the president is not talking, he's just quiet, he's just mute,
and that's a problem.
And people don't know what nobody know what to expect. Everybody just speculating. From your you was there. You was there.
The greatest problem and the greatest disservice I would say the government is doing to itself is a self-inflicted injury, is that they are not articulating the message. They are not telling the Liberian people what is happening in the country. They are allowing their story, the government story, to be told by the opponent. So we are hearing more loud voices in the opposition community about what is happening in the country than coming from within the government. So most of the big issues in the country is coming from the opposition is saying, look, this is happening today, the government is leaking this way, the other thing is happening at this other ministry, the other thing, the government itself is not articulating its own message. And so in that kind of scenario where you are not articulating your message, you are not telling the people what is happening, another person is communicating for you, then there's a high level that the people will listen to that message, and that's the message that's coming outside of the country. The message that is coming outside from Liberia now is that the government is not performing, the country is getting worse, and things are going bad. That's the general message that's coming outside the country.
Outside the country.
And that message, for me, and I consider myself as an objective observer,
Yeah.
and I most often go behind the message.
Okay.
I'm saying that message is now a correct reflection of what is happening in the country.
Okay.
Because imagine if I was a hustle man on the street,
Uh-huh.
on an Ellen Johnson Salif,
Mhm.
right? And I was living on $1 a day.
Yeah.
And I'm still living on the same dollar a day right now.
Yeah.
My condition is not getting worse.
It's not getting worse, but it's not getting better.
It's not getting better. At most, it's not getting better.
Okay.
It's not getting worse, but it's not getting better.
not getting
I'm
better.
still on my same hustle.
Okay, let me ask you something, or Choppy. We've been hearing where during the election where people said the president was rich, he worth 85 million, he had a lot of money. And looking at the level of wealth the president accumulating right now, the construction of government official and all of that. You tell me, what's the war on the street in Liberia? What do you think that is it the people taking it? Are the people believing it? Tell me.
Well, I think it's a mixed view. It's a mixed review of the message about the president. And one of the things
The president was senator. He was there for 12 years.
Yeah, he didn't.
Then he was senator.
He didn't do these
Yeah,
things.
none of the construction. People say he had a property, he had a land, he had a property, but there
Yeah,
was no construction, there was nothing.
yeah.
So
of course.
you tell me, what you think?
From the optics,
Uh-huh.
optics, you would say it's a bad optics that upon becoming president, you are constructing these things from that level, from the pictorial level. The optics, it doesn't show, it doesn't reflect very well. But it's a reality, and sometimes people say it's a personal choice.
Yeah.
I would say that, okay, maybe I don't trust the last government.
Yeah.
I thought they were not responsible government, they were not doing the right thing. And the way they were conducting themselves, maybe he didn't feel comfortable to do some investment. I'm just saying, when you look at it from a different
Like
perspective.
he was security and all of
Yeah,
that.
he said, look,
You
I
don't know
don't,
what's gonna happen.
I don't want to start doing my investment.
Yeah.
And especially with an experience
Yeah.
in the past where this man had one or two
House,
investment,
yeah.
got burned, other
Burned
things.
down, yeah.
So you'll be like, I don't want to do a lot of investment in this country.
Yeah.
Because the way the people are proceeding, and then leading the main opposition political party at the time, where the government, there were consistent or clashes between the CDC and the government was, at most time the government used violence against the CDC,
Yeah.
unnecessary violence.
So you want to say some political reason he didn't want to do that?
So one could argue that maybe you say, look, I'm not gonna do my do investment in this country because I don't know what will happen. The
Yeah.
people then could do something to me.
Yeah.
They could harm me. They could harm this investment. So
Yeah.
that's one school of thought.
Yeah.
But nobody has denied yet that this man is not a wealthy man.
Okay.
There has been no other evidence to prove that he doesn't have wealth.
You don't have money yet.
So the only thing, objectively we can say, look, the optics, that is the picture
Yeah.
of being a president and building that pictorial, people may exploit that pictorial.
Yeah.
But again, if you look at the dynamics in the country itself, from a layman perspective,
Yeah.
a layman in the country who has not really benefited from the past government,
Yeah.
and who sat there and saw a high level of corruption in the country,
Yeah.
where there was a fleecing of the state, and we call it Lrtn FC, and the former government Lrtn
Yeah.
FC. Well,
Yeah.
Lrtn FC looted the country,
Yeah.
and the money left. They fleeced the country.
Yeah.
A layman did not benefit, whether directly or indirectly.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm a layman in the country, and I'm seeing this president carrying on construction, even if we assume he's taking the money from the government first,
Yeah.
but he's building around the country,
Yeah.
and I'm seeing my community is being developed.
Yeah.
But in that construction, I'm able to get a job.
Yeah.
I'm able to make
The
money.
life is improving.
My level is improving.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at it both optics. I'm saying, okay, you say the man's bad.
Yeah.
You say the first person was doing great.
Yeah.
But when that person was here, there was no construction done yet. I did not have the opportunity to make money.
Yeah.
I did not have the opportunity to get something. This man here, where you say he's stealing, but he's building something here, I'm getting something, I'm eating. So then, the question of corruption is canceled out.
Yeah.
It no more becomes a question because everybody corrupt.
Yeah.
It's because a question is contribution towards nation building, or contribution towards the improvement of ordinary people's lives.
Yeah.
And now when you look at it from that perspective of a contribution to nation building, of a contribution towards the improvement of ordinary people's life, whether I get a job, whether I can feed my family, then the layman, the president is scoring higher in that department.
Yeah.
For the ordinary man, he's saying, look, you know, I can get a job here, I can feed my family, I can eat, I don't care about this, you know. So that, you know, so when we look at it from that perspective, then it becomes difficult to critique the president. You know, like for example, you know, let's just jump to this real quick. For example, the current development is on the president donated a gift to the Female Journalists Association.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah, so
I was about to ask you about that because
okay, great.
we're going to go into that because what I wanted to ask you was
the
bidding restructure was going on.
Yeah.
You said that they are pushing before 2016.
Yeah.
And they went through a low, you know, he told them that, okay, you're going to get a low spot. You're going to sort the spot. He gave it to them and everything.
Yeah.
But they knew that they're supposed to raise some money.
Yeah.
The way the story is like he has something going on from what we're hearing, right?
Yeah.
What we're gathering is too much noise. So he just decided to turn it over to them to make it seem like, you know, I had a surprise package for you. And now it's causing a little problem in the with the PUL and all of that. And people will trying to say people don't understand what's going on, you know what I mean? But when you look at it too, the ladies are happy because you know what? Whether it was for the wrong intention or political intention, they gain from it. You know what I mean?
Okay, let's take the West approach to answering this question. The West approach would be that the president took the money from the government purse.
Yeah.
The West approach would be that he was paying the horse for himself.
Yeah.
And he went under pressure
Yeah.
and decided to give the training to the female journalists.
The female journalists.
That's the West approach.
Yeah.
Now, if we look at that West approach, in the face of that West approach, can we still argue favorable to the president's behavior and say that even at that, it's still a positive behavior? From the historical of the country, like I said, we're having a historical problem here. Historically in Liberia, we have not had a situation where a president who has taken money and was doing his personal business and the citizen made noise about it, and our president turned around out of fear of citizens, whether you are fair or not, I say, look, the way my people making noise, they think I'm good, let me give it back to the people. We have not had that type of president. So I'm saying on the West level, if the argument is that the president succumbed to public pressure and decided to give this thing to the female journalist association, then I'll say it's a positive leadership quality.
Yeah, which means he listening.
I want a president who will succumb to the public. I want a president who, when the president make noise, that president will succumb and say, look, my people, say you're making noise for letting y'all say, you know, cool. I want that type of president. As opposed to a president who will know so much that if we cry, the president say, my man, you're stupid, you don't know what's good, I don't know what's bad for y'all, you're making noise. And even though we know that the president ain't a cookie job, the president still telling you, my man, I think you're lying. So
you got a good side and it got a bad side. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying that historically, I'm looking at a historical question.
Okay, all right.
I'm not just saying
all
this
the other
in
presidents are
vacuum.
corrupt. It's been happening over and over. Well, at least this guy is listening a little bit.
So under pressure.
You're under
so
pressure.
I'm saying, okay, then it means that if we keep putting this president under pressure, he will continue to perform.
He will perform.
Then it also tells me that there's a president who wants to do something great for his people.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. Let's look at the cabinet, the president cabinet. From your assessment, do you think he made the right decision? Do you think he got the right guys the architect to do the job?
It is difficult for me to say whether he has the right people or not because you know.
Because from the performance, just look at what happened in the country.
The cabinet serve at the will and pleasure of the president, any president.
Yeah, of course.
They are not acting on their own.
Of course.
So even you can have the best expert as a minister, that expert is not going to do his own thing. Yeah. He's going to do what the president tells him to do.
Yeah, but the president hire you to work and to improve the lives of the citizens.
I do agree.
Okay.
Again, that as a minister, you also have an obligation because you're not just working for the president, you're working for the country. Yeah. So you also have an obligation to tell the president that, look, this thing you want us to do is not going to be good for you as a president. It's not going to be good for the country. Yeah. So you have to tell the president that. But again, like I said, I'm going to discuss. My discussion about Liberia is always going to be placed in a historical context
Yeah.
to analyze whether we are making progress or not. We cannot discuss Liberia in a vacuum
Yeah.
of its history, of its antecedent. We can't discuss it in a vacuum. We can't just imagine that, oh, George Weah is president today,
Yeah.
and then we expect a miracle. I would have wanted for Weah to do many things.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted for Weah to do many things.
But a lot of challenges too. That what you
That's
saying.
challenging. And so I have to be able to be practical. You know, I have to look at the situation on a practical level.
Yeah.
And I have to look at it on an objective level equally.
Yeah.
And say, look, if I were in the position of George Weah,
Yeah.
you know, as a Liberian, if I were in his position as a president, who would I want to be around me?
Yeah.
Should I take people who have never supported me, people who have never believed in me, people who did not even value my humanity to even be a leader of the country? I would say no. He might be having all the expertise. I mean, take for example, we had at some point in Liberia history in the past, we had a PhD called Dr. Amos Sawyer, who was interim president. Though he managed Monrovia, but everybody in his cabinet was PhD.
Yeah.
If you look in his whole cabinet, were all PhD.
But even the early administrations, you had a lot of good people.
Yeah. But that government, though it was an interim government, it was situated in Monrovia, but it is considered as one of the most corrupt government ever existing in the history of the country.
Yeah, it comes to telling Johnny said the government.
Imagine a PhD holder he never had a vice president.
Yeah.
And he said you are running a democratic government. He refused to have a vice president. When the time came for him to turn over, he refused to turn over. His tenure expired. He was still sitting as a president.
And
he
still went. He couldn't.
you know, so I'm saying that
Okay.
the problem we have in the country is not this whole idea of, you know, oh yeah, whether the people not qualified, whether they're not competent to serve.
Yeah.
We have an emotional problem in Liberia. That problem is, are people willing
The willingness.
and committed to the idea of nation building, of nationhood? That's the question. Because if it's based on qualification and competence, we got 5 million PhDs. We got all these people that they have serving government. Look at the last government, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf.
Yeah, had a lot of good people.
You got a lot of good people who are high qualified credentials.
Yeah.
Competent credentials, but we're happy. I mean, this president, that president, when people commit crimes in the government or were alleged to commit crimes, she would say, I'll put my nigga on the chopping
Yeah,
board.
take responsibility.
I take responsibility. Just imagine, the oil company was broken down. They almost like somebody came, you give the man a store to manage the store, right?
Yeah.
You open a big store,
Yeah.
you say, oh, I'm going to manage our store and run the store.
Yeah.
The people running the store,
Yeah. They break
they
everything.
break everything.
Then you take responsibility.
They take responsibility. You fire them, but everything rewarding them.
Rewarding
You
them.
say, my man, thank you for breaking the store, we retire y'all,
Now go to
and
different
their
people,
retirement
go work
package.
there. Yeah.
So imagine a government that's supposed to have been educated, a government that's supposed to have been qualified, a government that's supposed to be competent, behaving in a way, it makes it difficult for you to critique this government in the face of the challenges and its historical questions. It makes it difficult. The only thing, yes, we can't. I mean, I wouldn't say the government is performing at a 100%.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that the government is doing some of the things I would like to see them doing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I would like to see the government doing more, but in order for you to critique this government, you have to put it in context
In context.
of the historical situation, where we are as a nation, and where we hope to go forward. And I think it's going to take some time.
Okay, now let's go to the another thing I want to ask you. We got, I think you heard about the four. You've been in Liberia and you know about the four collaborating party. Looking at the four collaborating party, do you think it was the right decision? Do you think they up to the tax? Just watching, seeing everything that's happening right now. You think the guys, the four of them coming together?
Well,
Because you got to, because I'm asking you this because you remember the CDC came into power because they came with the same collaborating, body where they had everybody come together to support the CDC.
sure.
And some of the guys even supported the CDC to become
The governing party.
So looking at them and the way they go and things they're doing, what from your perspective do you think that they move in the right direction and you think they're up to the task, all of them, because you got all the candidates, one side, four of them. What do
Yeah.
you think?
You know, it's a very good question, and I think I've written on this subject
Okay.
elsewhere in other places. So my view and I share
Okay.
um, um, about this collaborating. It is good. Number one, I think it's a good thing for political party to collaborate.
Yeah.
It's very good because what happened is it narrowed the political space.
Yeah. Space.
It narrowed the space, and it create a more competitive environment and make the choices for the citizen easier.
Okay.
You know, instead of you having 5 million people parties running all around.
yeah.
So that's a positive aspect of it.
Okay.
But the fundamental question we raise is whether they are up to the task
Up to the task.
is able to persuade Liberian people
Yeah.
to gravitate towards them and have a change of government or move the country in different directions. That's where I answer in the negative. You know, answer in negative. The reality here is that political parties and organization or collaborating has to be based on some basic principle of ideology.
All right.
You know, some fundamental problem. What we have in Liberia is clashing ideas, banned in personal ambition.
Okay.
That is, all of us here, we know we don't like each other.
Yeah.
But because the other man on the opposite side, we don't like him, so we
we
say,
come
let's come
together.
together
Yeah.
to go against that man.
Yeah.
But we're going against that man. So in
What
going
gonna happen
against that man,
next?
we're agreeing.
Yeah.
But if that man's off the stage, now they say, who's going to be there? Then everybody's going to be on their own.
Yeah.
So that kind of collaboration is not sustainable.
All right.
You know, it's not
So
going
you so you're saying you wanted to be specific. They should have one goal, they should have one thing. That's what you're saying.
Not
or
even
what?
one goal.
Or you think you
but-
believe that
but
when they get to where they want to get, it's going to be a problem.
it's going to be a problem, number one. Because
Because what we were hearing, what they
because-
said was they're going to work together. They're going to make sure.
yeah, they're going to work together against somebody.
Somebody.
So that is possible because why they
Okay.
don't want that man in power. So working together against him is good, but are they working? So working together against the man, but working for Liberia is a different question.
Okay,
So
that makes sense.
working against the man, that's all good.
Yeah.
Because, but working for Liberia is different. And the reason why we have not been able to hire the CDC was finally able to gather a kind of coalition to run against
Yeah.
the Unity Party in the last election because
Okay.
at least there's similarity in the behavior. You know, we say we don't have ideology in Liberia, political ideology, but in the behavior of the political party, you see the MPP, which is a part of the CDC coalition, and the CDC are almost similar kind of people.
Yeah.
You know, the MPP partisan, similar CDC partisan have had, you know, in Liberia, I would say there's a political ideology in Liberia.
Yeah.
People, it's not pronounced, but there's a political ideology. The ideology in Liberia politically is that you having what we call international welfare risk,
Yeah.
and we're having self-government. There's a two school of thought in Liberia. It's not pronounced. The international welfare risk people are people who don't believe that Liberia are able to govern themselves.
Oh wow.
And so what they rely on international community or international NGO to come and put them in power or support them to be in power. These people, they are unable to convince the ordinary people to support them. So they rely on international partners. Now you have people who are able to exact the ordinary people to support their cause.
Yeah.
These people believe in self-government. It doesn't mean that they will not work with international partners. They're going to work with international, but they believe in that we should decide who will lead us.
Yeah.
The other people don't believe in that decision because for the other people, they think that Liberian people, the ordinary men, they are dumb, they are uneducated,
Yeah.
they are illiterate, so they should not be able to make decisions on who to govern them. So the two schools.
Yeah.
One group of people believe ordinary people, you're too stupid, you can't make decisions who to govern you.
Yeah.
The other people believe that we can govern ourselves.
Yeah.
Now, in the opposition that we have now, you have a mixture of that kind of political arrangement.
Okay, so you're a mixture.
In our arrangement, you have some people who believe in self-government. You have some people who believe in international welfare program. That is, we should go outside and begging people to help us every day, come and help us. We not be our own country.
Okay.
People should come and help. So that kind of arrangement is not sustainable because right now they are only against the
So can
the
you
government
identify
power.
within the folk? Can you identify?
I mean, it's easy.
Can you
Look,
can you tell? Like, can you give me
it's
specific?
it's easy to tell based on the history. Again, we'll go to the history of this.
Let's go to
this
the
party.
history. Okay, we'll go to the history. But look, can you? I mean, because I want you to be specific.
I mean, like I said, if you look at the history of these parties,
Okay.
the collaborating party, it's
Uh-huh.
easy to tell from the history. Okay, take for example Unity Party.
Okay,
Let's go to
Unity
Unity
Party, yeah.
Party.
Okay,
Unity
Unity
Party
Party.
now is the main opposition party in the country.
Okay.
It's the main opposition party.
All right.
This is a party that was just in power for 12 years.
Yeah.
They rely heavily on what? International
Yeah.
welfare.
Yeah.
Once the international welfare were not present,
They couldn't function.
they can't function.
Yeah.
They can't govern the country.
Yeah.
Their security was provided by UNMIL.
Home meal, yeah.
They were being babysitted throughout the 12 years. So in reality, you cannot say that Unity Party is able to govern the country on its own. There is no evidence to show us
Yeah.
that Ellen Jones or Unity Party are able to govern Liberia by
Yeah.
themselves.
Because if you look at all the polling of the home meal,
UNMIL were
all the
there.
people, even the
International-
Liberians in the diaspora were doing a lot of things.
Everybody.
So if everybody get out of it, that's why the problem is coming on
So
with the hardship too much
because you have
people out. Even
Out.
people, I was even reading something where they said the remittance, the amount of money that used to go to Liberia,
it slowed down.
slowed down from Liberians.
Definitely,
outside.
definitely.
So if you take all of that down and you look at the country and see how far, then that makes a whole lot of sense.
It's definitely.
Yeah. So looking at them, look at the Unity Party.
So-
Let's lead the Unity Party.
So you look at Unity Party.
Okay.
These are poor.
okay.
So
Look
they,
at the other group now.
so
Let's look at the other
then
group.
let's look at ANC.
ANC. Okay. ANC.
If you look at ANC,
Yeah.
ANC is in a dubious position, right? On the one hand,
Yeah.
they want self-government.
Okay.
On the other hand,
Uh,
they also sing like Brempo, they sing international welfare mentality.
Okay.
You can govern yourself.
Okay.
You can make decisions on your own. So they're struggling.
Alright.
They are confused. There's a disconnect. At the same time, they want to govern. So there's a disconnect between the ANC,
Uh,
the ANC own belief. Because the ANC was founded on this. The ANC was founded similar like the CDC.
but that was a breakaway from the
It's a
CDC.
breakaway from the CDC.
From the CDC.
So they were not founded by people from America
Yeah.
or people who believe in the international
Yeah.
welfare idea. They were founded by people who believe in self-government.
Self-government. Yeah.
But then they have been poisoned now with
Yeah.
the international welfare mentality.
Okay.
So so that's the
You
problem.
think that because they went on the ground, like certain people's on the ground and seeing certain things,
No.
so they believe that there will be no way they can function without the international welfare.
No,
Basically,
the thing is that we live in a global community.
Yeah.
So there's no country that can survive with all international support.
That's correct,
So that's
yeah.
that's obvious.
Yeah.
No country in this world will survive with all international welfare. So I'm not criticizing to say that we don't need international support.
Yeah.
For anybody to make that kind of argument will be ludicrous
Yeah.
and insane. That's
Yeah.
borderline insanity.
Yeah.
So that's not the point. The point here is that you have look at the recent World Bank IMF report.
Yeah.
They said Liberia should to focus more on domestic resource
Yeah.
mobilization.
Yeah.
You have to be able to produce something for yourself in order to be able to get support from elsewhere. They say anyone somebody scratching your
The back.
back, you scratch your stomach, whatever. So you have that situation. So then you have you so you have that kind of problem among
The
the people.
ANC. Now you're talking about the ANC.
Yeah, ANC. So
Yeah.
you have that kind of confusion in the ANC.
Okay.
They have the confusion,
Okay.
and they're still struggling to grab the feet.
Okay.
And the ANC, if you look at the ANC has gained a level of reputation.
Okay.
Can the ANC mortgage that reputation to the Unity Party when it comes time to select of who
So
will govern?
so you're saying that the Unity Party is like a little baggage for them.
It is a baggage to carry on the head. And because the ANC is, it was not, the ANC should have been full record enough to say, look, Unity Party, we cannot collaborate with you.
Yeah, we can't
You are a
collaborate.
problem in this country.
So you
You gone for the last 12 years,
Yeah.
you left this country
Okay.
in trash.
Yeah.
You left the country in an economic depression.
Yeah.
While the two will have problem with this government and we think this president should be doing well, but you have no moral standing
Yeah.
to come here and
And join us.
so because the ANC has not been able to separate itself and has fully covered itself with a cloth,
Yeah.
they're going to face a problem in being embraced by Liberian people and being accepted. They're not going to make the kind of progress they're going to have.
Okay. Let's go to the ALP.
The ALP,
Uh-huh.
the ALP is
You have been around the ALP for a
yeah,
long
of
time.
course. I mean,
Good.
I affiliated with the ALP at
Okay,
some point.
yeah.
The ALP is, I would say the ALP is an odd person. It's an odd person in that group.
Uh-huh.
The ALP has a similar kind of political philosophy or ideology to the CDC.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, from the ALP funding, the level they came as a political party, the group that went to the ANC to organize the ANC, I mean the ALP rather. So you are in a group. You are among people who don't believe in what you believe in.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. The ALP is affiliating with a group of political party who has a different political belief system. Only because you want to be against the mayor across the street.
Okay.
So in that kind of situation, for now, they will tolerate the ALP.
Yeah.
Right? They will say, okay, well, all I want to do now is what? That man across the street, gotta get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
But when the time comes to decide on how to move forward,
It'll be a problem.
that's when they're going to start coming, tell the ALP, my man, you see how you looking blue? Yesterday, you know, you are this, you are that. Who are you to, you know? So that's the kind of, so we have a kind of dishonest opposition.
Wow.
A kind of opposition where the folks, some people, I'm not saying that some folks want to do well, but there are other folks there who are operating on hypocrisy.
Okay.
And because of their own, I don't know how to call it, mindset towards George Weah or the CDC-led government, they are operating on that mindset. So I mean, if I'm the ALP, I cannot associate with such an opposition group because they don't believe in the thing you believe in.
Okay, now let's go to
The Labour Party.
Party.
Again, the Labour Party is suffering from almost similar disease like the ANC, but it could be worse off. You know, they are suffering from what we will call cognitive dissonance. You know, the Labour Party is suffering from what we call cognitive dissonance. They, you know, these people, you know, during the regime of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, 12 years, the Labour Party were closely affiliated with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf.
Yeah, but from my understanding was, of course, you can have some disagreement, but
Yeah.
it's still good for you to be around
No,
and
I mean,
try to give recommendations.
That's good. That's
And,
good.
and try to encourage and do something. That's why the ALP, that's why they how they call it,
The Labour Party.
Labour Party, that's what they said.
Okay,
They
yeah.
said that, of course, she was, Ellen she was the leading party,
But
the
you
ruling party.
affiliated.
And, we were opposition, but most of the time we were trying to get recommendations. We got engaged.
Because they share, that's what I say. So it's the idea of sharing similar belief system.
Okay, all right.
The Labour Party share a kind of similar philosophy with the Unity Party and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf.
Okay.
That philosophy is that the Liberian people, the ordinary man, they are unable to govern themselves. Only elites,
Mhm.
you know, if you're still a philosophy, in philosophy, they call it philosophy king mentality.
Mhm.
Well, the philosopher like Socrates or other people believe that only the people with higher mental capacity
Can
should
lead,
govern,
to
to
govern.
lead. And that's how you see they started, that's why in the Greek society they started setting up the Senate, other people, so that elite will make decisions about who to govern. Because they did not trust the ordinary man.
Yeah.
The masses, when they bring the masses together, say people can choose anybody, it will be a problem for us. So the Labour Party, the Unity Party have the philosophy king mentality. And the ANC now has joined our rank.
Yeah.
Philosophy king mentality that only special people, that's why you see the argument like is about academic,
Yeah.
about qualification and all that thing. It's not about leadership.
Yeah. Leadership.
Leadership is a different question, separate from academics.
And you don't see it in all the four political
So,
parties.
No, I'm not
The
talking
four-
about.
the
I'm not
four
talking
that
about.
came together.
I'm not talking about leadership. Leadership is present,
Yeah, okay.
but the thing is that the philosophy, the ideology that is
Okay.
driving the leadership is
Okay.
a problem,
Okay.
and that type of ideology cannot settle with Liberian people. You see, the Liberian people have been denied self-government for a long time.
Yeah.
The people have really not been given a chance to choose their own leader to govern them.
Yeah.
Even during the reign of the two party-led government, it was so say one, so say all.
Yeah. So say one, say so. Yeah. True. Right.
When Samuel Doe came to power, although a military leader, later on they had elections in 1985. The Liberian people chose Samuel Doe. The educated class said, no, your decision not correct decision.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, war king Samuel Doe was kicked out. The man who they supported with the war, the senior elite supported to bring the war, Mr. Charles Taylor, became popular with ordinary people. There was election, Charles Taylor won them clearly. They said, no, Liberian people ain't too bad for you. You're not so you making a decision to choose for yourself. So Taylor again was kicked out because Taylor had a problem. The difference between those leaders, Charles Taylor and Samuel Doe, is that George Weah did not come to power through the barrel of gun.
Yeah.
There is no gun associated with his coming to power.
Yeah.
So it was a pure democratic choice by the people of Liberia.
Yeah.
And the people now are saying, we don't care. At least we made this choice. We
Yeah.
want to put, you shall allow us to make this choice and
Okay.
let our choice reach to its logical conclusion.
Yeah. We will make a decision.
We'll make a decision at that time.
Yeah.
If the man doesn't perform,
Yeah.
When the time comes,
We'll make a decision.
we'll make a decision. And the Liberian people are very objective. I believe in the trust of the Liberian people. If we does not perform, and the time comes, the Liberian people will not support him.
Yeah.
But if he perform, when the time comes, the Liberian people will still support him.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So what do you think about the June 7 protest that is loading up? What do you think about that?
Well, the June 7th protest, I think.
I know I'm getting you to talk too much. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. So those of you that are watching, the telephone number is at the bottom. 215-526-1785, and the alternative number is 215-201-7562. And I see I got Khan on here. Khan, thank you very much. Khan saying that you want to build a website for us. Khan, we need you. We need you. I need to get in touch with you. I really appreciate that. Thank you in advance. I'm going to call you up, and we are running on a non-profit. So wherever we get, wherever you can do for us, we hope that it will be, on a gift, something like a gift,
Yeah, donation.
yeah, donation for us. So we'll be right back. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay.
Hey, it drive on the beat. Lord of mercy. Bam, bam, bam. Ha. Whoa-yo. Whoa-yo. Whoa-yo-yo-yo. Whoa-yo-yo-yo.
D12 on the beat.
The lamb up in there. The girl don't like my business. Oh, yeah. They like my business. Oh, yeah. The Jew don't like my business. They got the way I can suck it to them. Yeah. They got the way I can give it to them. Yeah. They got the way I can suck it to them. Come and meet a lover boy. Come and meet a lover boy. Come and meet a lover boy. Meet a lover. Yeah. They say I'm playing you, you wanna get them, yeah. Yeah. They say I'm playing you, you wanna jam with them, yeah. But the girl in my business, she really care for my business. She can die for my business. She can do anything for my business. Me, I can wait for the garden. I can wanna sing for the garden. Me, I can wait for the garden. I can wanna dance for the garden. I the chocolate for the girl and the sugar for the garden, yeah. I the chocolate for the girl and the sugar for the garden, yeah. And I have for trouble. And I have for sweating. And I have for noise, so. And I am for sweating. Come and miss a lover boy. Miss a lover. The lamb up in there. The girl don't like my business. Oh yeah. They like my business. Oh yeah. The Jew don't like my business. drive on the beat. Lord of mercy. Bam, bam, bam. Ha. Whoa, yo.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Thank you. We are back, and we're here with Choppy Charlie. So we want to welcome you back. And I was just asking Choppy about the June 7,
7.
June 7 protest. His opinion on the June 7 protest. So Choppy, let's go back straight into that.
Yeah, the June 7 protest, for me, I've always advocated the rights of citizens to peaceful assembly. I have organized protests in Liberia. I've been part of protests in Liberia, and I've been one of those strongest advocates for citizens to express themselves. I mean, so first, I will say that I respect the rights of the protester, or those who planning and trying to organize a protest. I think it is the right to exercise that franchise, and that there should be nothing that should inhibit
Okay.
them from doing so.
Yeah.
So the government, I think, will be a good thing for the government to create a space for them to express themselves.
Yeah.
So for that, I mean, that's where I stand on the rights. But in terms of the protest itself,
Yeah.
the purpose of the protest, what they hope to achieve, is not really clear, and that is where again, like I said, if we look at the historical, that is where again some all draw a line, and we see the organizer of the protest. When I look at the organizer of the protest, it's not shocking to me, because we live like a society where hypocrisy and secret fences survive. And if we look at the organizer of the protest, I think in any normal society, these people should be shamed to even say they want to protest. It's a disgrace.
Okay.
I mean, see the characters that are amassing the protest. Okay, I will take away Mr. Heron Costa,
Okay.
because Costa has consistently advocated for protest. He has supported protest, so I'm going to remove Mr. Costa from the cast.
Okay.
But let's look at the other organizer of the protest,
Okay.
the key folks. Let's look at Mr. Mo Ali.
Yeah.
He's currently, I think, the Secretary General or Deputy Secretary General for the Unity Party.
Okay.
He has been a leader in the Unity Party. We have Mr. Darius Dino, he's the Vice President of Political Affairs
Okay.
of the Liberty Party,
Okay.
and he has been there. You have majority of the folks, Mr. Bwaka Jaliba. These are all executives of the Unity Party. Now, interestingly, these actors were the very people yesterday when the now governing party, the CDC, attempted to protest. These cats now who are talking they want to protest, they said protest was wrong. They said protest was a gangster behavior. They said protest was a declaration of war. They said anybody who wanted to protest was trying to destabilize the country.
Okay.
They had the worst thing to say about people who wanted to protest, particularly the CDC, were carried out as a grown-up people party, but they wanted to protest. So I'm saying today, if we go by the argument of yesterday, it means that
They shouldn't be protesting.
they are grown-up people. They want to destabilize the country.
Yeah.
They are violent. I mean, using their own argument of yesterday. So we see a clear hypocrisy here on the part of these people, because if they so believe that protest was so wrong, why they want to protest today? Why should they protest? There should be one people now today that should be joining the government to say no, protest is wrong. Nobody should protest.
Yeah.
People who want to protest want to destabilize the country. So again, like I said, we want to put this in historical context.
Okay. But when you look at the CDC too,
The CDC as a political party now has not said no to protest.
no, they said they didn't say no.
They have not said no.
Yeah,
In
they
fact,
welcoming it.
they welcoming it.
Yeah.
They have not said
because
no.
listen to Akara Gray said that
Definitely.
that's the law.
That's
I
the
mean, you
law.
can't do
So
nothing
the
about that.
CDC has been advocating for, so the CDC has been consistent
Okay.
in terms of protesting,
Yeah, they did
and they
good
are
work.
saying we recognize
Yeah.
the right, and I think it's the right way for the CDC to behave.
Yeah.
You got to be consistent. So if you look at these people, and that's the sad thing about Liberia, and this way again I was talking about about the opposition of the composition of the
The full
the full collaborating party.
Yeah.
You have, for example, the ALP who has believed in protest throughout, has been consistent, but they are now joining with people who said they were when the ALP, members of the ALP, the political party, when it was affiliated with the CDC, these people were called grown-up people yesterday by the very actor they are with today.
Yeah.
So how do we, and this is why, Ellen Johnson wrote in her book, she made a very interesting statement, which I believe. She said Liberia is a paradise. I think our paraphrase, she said Liberia is a paradise trap, it's a conundrum. It's a conundrum, term to you was a conundrum. I think she said, or rap, it was a conundrum wrapped in a paradox. Yeah, that's what she said. She said, Liberia is a conundrum wrapped in a paradise. It's a real conundrum to see these actors now acting as champion of liberty and social justice. Yesterday, these very actors were in the country when Noka went down. They said it was good to defend the government. Today, they say that the president should dismiss his finance minister. Yesterday, the other
they
finance
said they
minister.
have a proposal they're going to give to him.
Yeah. So
And they're expecting to file those schools.
the other finance minister was there, and he was accused of $5 million fraud.
Yeah, look at him.
Kafwan
said how
They didn't say I put my name on the chopping
got
board.
missing.
And these very people that are talking about protest, they are talking about, they were defending that. These very people were defending it. So it beats my imagination. How can in a normal society, these people will be regarded as hypocrite, they will be decided as sycophants, and they will have no place in the decision making. And so that's why I make it difficult. But but like I said, it is their right. It is their right to protest. We can't say because they were wrong yesterday.
So if we had different actors like Civil 7 and different group of
maybe
people,
different people who are consistent. Maybe it would have brought some level of credibility to the discourse.
To the discourse. Right.
But to find these actors, and I can appreciate why they are angry. I can appreciate why there's a lot of frustration in them, because I would be similarly placed if I was in government and we're getting free gas slip, right?
So you don't think that the argument is okay? Like, don't you think that the way, the direction in which the country is going, you don't think they're concerned about that?
No, I don't believe so.
Don't you think they feel the hardship?
Yeah,
apart from gas slip and all that.
Oh yeah, they feel the hardship.
Sitting down.
Oh yeah, they feel the hardship.
Yeah, but sitting down and seeing things going on the place and all of that.
No.
Don't you think the reality is sitting and they're seeing it and saying, listen, we need to fix this? You don't think
One thing I'm convinced of is they are feeling the hardship.
Okay.
Because they don't have free gas slip.
Yeah.
They don't have free trash can. They don't have a necessary pardon. So for true, they are feeling the hardship.
Yeah.
So the fundamental point of the argument is that the country is hard. I agree, it's hard for them.
So basically, they're not eating.
They're not eating. So I can appreciate that.
If they're eating, there will be no opposition.
If the guys were eating,
Uh-huh.
the history has shown that they will not talk. They will defend the government.
Yeah.
Because they defend the yesterday government when other people were still crying, Hong Kong was still in the country.
Yeah, but if you look at them too, they'll defend the CDC too.
Who, these people?
Yeah, some of them.
No, man.
That's
what I said. The only man, that's why I said,
yeah.
That's why I want to be fair here. I want to be very objective.
Okay.
I've had my problem with Costa, but I have to be objective here.
Okay.
I'm saying, and I started off by saying that I will remove Costa from the group.
Okay.
In terms of the argument for protest.
All right.
In terms of his own view, I mean, that's a separate issue I can discuss with Costa about whether I think he's right or wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the fundamental
the rest of the other guys.
The fundamental of he saying you want to protest.
Yeah.
Okay, I can appreciate because yesterday Costa was protesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Costa protested yesterday against
the government.
Our government, and he wants to protest today. I said, okay, Costa, I mean, I will give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
For why you want to protest.
But not the other guys.
But the people you joining with now makes me to feel that your protest is not value.
Okay.
Because how can you join with the same people who made the country to be the way it is? These are the folks.
Yeah, but let me say this to you.
Choppy,
if you look at Liberia, right, and you look at the whole political arena in Liberia, it's very hard for you to be into permanence and don't deal with the crooks.
Oh, no, I agree. I agree.
Because if you look at the CDC, there are people that that were main actors in the past administration who are working in the CDC.
I agree.
And so it's not fair to have these people in the CDC and you have the other guys, like you said, they're not eating, certain people eating and certain people eating. It's unfair. It's hard to balance it. Because even if you have Alexander Cummings or you have the other people, it will still be in the same thing where you still have to deal with certain crooks.
No,
You still have to deal with them.
I
You know what I'm saying?
agree. I agree
So
that.
if you look at them and say because he dealing the actors, look at the actors, some of the actors in the CDC too.
No, I do agree that
Uh-huh.
at some point you have to do what I call a great compromise.
Okay.
But
But CDC not compromising the way they're supposed to
no,
compromise.
no, CDC are compromised. CDC
Oh,
are
yeah?
compromised. Like you said, I mean, there are people in the government who,
Okay.
who the CDC should not have had in the government.
Yeah.
So, but the CDC compromised. The CDC cannot absorb all those yesterday people. They cannot absorb everybody. So at least the CDC have compromised to say, look, some of your folks who are key actors in your government,
Yeah.
we bring you in for stability
Yeah.
to show that the government is,
Transparent.
united government is embrace everybody.
Yeah.
Your government did not do that. When Ellen Johnson took over the United Party government, which these actors are part of,
Yeah.
they did, in fact, they arrested, the first thing, one of the things that Ellen Johnson did when she took over in 2005 was to ban the opposition leader from traveling. Nobody traveled from the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
They stay in the country.
I remember
people
we
were
had to go back.
arrested.
Yeah.
And even the men who turned over power to Ellen Johnson, Julius Bryant, later on he was arrested and prosecuted, and it was in vain.
Okay, let me ask you this.
You know,
All of that, from what we were hearing and what we heard was Eddie was in the CDC. Eddie supported the CDC to come to prominence. What's your take on that?
I disagree with that viewpoint.
Oh yeah?
I disagree with that viewpoint. If it I'm not going to put my neck on the chopping board and say
Okay.
that Ellen, did not play a role or she played a role. I don't know that fact.
Okay.
And one of the things I've tried to do, especially when it comes to Liberia politics,
Yeah.
is to not operate on DC.
They say yeah.
But one of the things that
Alright.
Liberians have noted for is that somebody will come to you and tell you, my man, I saw this man behind the horse juking the person with net.
Yeah.
The person will be confident. And when time comes,
Yeah.
the fact I brought, I person say, oh, but you know that this person,
Somebody told me.
somebody told me
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
So most of the time I try not to, because I myself have personal experience where people have said, they say, oh my man, I saw the man was there, the way folk, and the reality was different.
Okay, let me ask you
You know,
this.
so I don't
Let
believe
me
that
ask
stuff.
you this before we go. Can you tell me some of the good things this government is doing?
Well, I'm not a government spokesman.
Of course, I know. I'm just saying from your.
and I don't want to be.
Yeah, you been in Liberia.
I left Liberia. At least the government came to power. The government stayed in
Okay.
power for some time.
Yeah.
Though I'm not far removed from the time I left from Liberia.
Okay.
And I'm still monitoring it in
Okay. All
Liberia.
right. Okay.
I'm not a government spokesman.
Okay.
It's difficult for me to articulate. I don't want to be seen.
I
as
mean, from
somebody
your perspective, what you think, what
Well,
you believe, you
fine.
know what I mean?
It's similarly like I'm looking at this situation in Liberia and talking about the opposition
Yeah.
and what I think they're doing. And similarly, I can say, yeah, okay. If we look at the government,
The bad. Let me get this straight. The good things the government is doing,
yeah,
and
good
tell
thing.
me good things about the opposition too.
Yes, some of the good things I think the government is doing. Number one, I'm seeing that the government now has been doing rural connectivity,
Okay.
which I think is very, very important for Liberia, because if you look at the rural question in Liberia, especially in rural Liberia, it's a serious hurdle
See what's
for
problem.
movement of goods and services. People, in particular, especially people who are sick.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, in Nima County, for example, where the Bee, way behind the Bee area,
Yeah.
I've went all the way from Bee to Tapeta area. People walk like 9 hours
What?
to come to hospital. People are living in
When
those
you get
areas.
in, already sick.
They're sick. A woman will get pregnant, so the first 3 months, the woman will be living in a village. When the pregnancy is going to 6, she will walk and come to another village in front, because
Anything happen?
anything happen,
She
will be
can
able
be
to walk
closer.
again another 3
Wow.
hours to go. And then the people in that village, home village, can be bringing food to the So I mean, it's a problem.
It's a
So
problem.
road connectivity is very, very critical, and I'm seeing this government is working on road connectivity. That is very, very good. And I'm seeing it happening in places like in Maryland County.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the Calican area. I saw road connectivity from Calican going deep all the way to Barable,
Yeah.
all these areas. So that's very, very good.
Yeah.
And then another thing the government is doing, which I think is very great, and if they really continue and have this thing addressed, it it will help the country is the area of agriculture.
Okay.
From what I've seen and my understanding, I'm seeing people have sent me some information. Is the government is building agricultural hub across the country.
Oh, that's good.
Rural Liberia, it's not really operational,
Yeah.
but it's a
progress,
program that
it's in progress.
It's going on. I think it's very, very, very great thing to happen. We need this agricultural hub. We need a strong investment in agriculture. I listened to the president last time. He said that he came from Israel. He said his agriculture is going to be one of the good things going to be done.
Yeah.
So I think these are great things that I think the government they need to fast track this process, and I think one of the things the government need to do here is to restructure the government in a way that the agriculture ministry is expanded in a way that people, non-essential staff, are removed from other government agencies and put in the agriculture field.
Yeah.
Let's put
Let's create some jobs.
You know what I mean? Prisoners, they're all in different prisons, staying down there. Let the prisoner grow. You know, we saw this thing in Ghana.
Yeah.
The prisoner, government shouldn't be providing to be feeding you with breading. You're in jail for a period of time. You have been sentenced. You have been convicted. Everything. You're going to be a fund. You feed yourself.
Okay.
It takes away breading from the government.
Yeah.
And also help to stabilize the economy. So these are some of the things that they have done, and these are some ideas that I think they should be doing.
Okay, now let's go to the opposition. Some of the good things.
Well, the opposition again, like I said, one of the good things I'm seeing in the opposition is the idea.
You have said the negative already.
Yeah, it's the idea of joining ranks.
Yeah.
Collaboration is a good thing.
Okay.
We need to reduce the level of handbag political parties in Liberia. You know, people just get political party in one crib, one mental horse.
Yeah.
You know, you don't even have office space. And, you know, so that collaboration is important. It sharpens the contradiction, you know, of the political debate, and so that's a good thing. The second thing I'm seeing, which I think they should try, they stay trying on it, but the opposition is more vocal.
Okay.
I think that is good.
Okay.
We need people to be outspoken in the society. So that they are two things:
Okay.
collaboration and being vocal. That is good.
Okay. We want to say thanks to the audience for watching. And we have Choppy in studio, and we had a very fruitful discussion. He's going to be here most of the time. That was the first time coming on the show, so we're going to have Choppy here again. And for everybody out there, I'm going to call you to get in touch with you so we can talk. And we want to say keep watching this network. We are loading up for Liberia. By the grace and help of God, we trying to get things together. So keep watching, and thanks for watching. Always look up to the Liberian Radio and Television Network in Philadelphia. We want to say thanks to Choppy Kids. They're in the studio. They're over here in the studio with him, and he gave us the opportunity to come over here to be part of the program. So we want to say thank you, and I guess we'll see you when we see you again.
Yeah.
All right.